Hi everyone, this is Bob with CellTechProductions.com. In this video, we're going to take a look at my process for reamping an electric guitar. So let's get started. Now, in my last video, I showed you how I recorded an electric guitar and bass by using a direct box. I also covered the basics of using a direct box and DI recording. So if you haven't seen that one, make sure you check it out because it's kind of a companion video to this one. I'll put a link in the description. Now, if you remember in that video, the DI box allowed me to split my guitar signal and generate a nice, clean, balanced signal to record directly into Logic. Most of the time, that track is not used, but available if necessary. It falls under the category of better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. Now, occasionally in the mixing process, you may want to find a different guitar tone that may work better in your mix. Or maybe you just want to experiment. So it's nice to have the original unprocessed track so that you can reamp. So let me play a selection of this song as it was mixed, and then we'll take a listen to the two guitar tracks that we already have. Here we go. So here's the guitar going through the amp as we recorded originally. So that's what we have in our mix now. This is the DI track. So that's what we're going to reamp. So the first step is to set up my tracks so I can audition different amp tones as I'm playing them back in the mix. Once I find an amp tone that I like, then I'll print that track for mixing. Now let's start by assigning the DI track an output. My DI track right now is going out my stereo out. Well, I don't really want to hear this DI track when I'm auditioning, so I'll assign it to something other than my stereo out. Now this is a mono source, so I'll assign it to any single output other than 1 and 2 because 1 and 2 is my stereo out in my setup. So 1 is the left channel and 2 is the right. So I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to choose an output mono source and I'll just choose 8. Now note, this is not bus 8. This is output 8. This is an external output on my audio interface. Now, if I play this, notice that we don't hear anything. And that's because output 8 is not connected to any of my speakers. Now we need a new audio track to capture this as my reamping track. So I'm going to create a new audio track. I'm going to input that as input 8. And it doesn't really matter which input I select. This track, my reamping track, let's just name it. Now I want my reamping track to go to the stereo out so we can hear it. And I'm going to select input monitoring or record, it doesn't matter, so we can monitor this track now. Now I need to go to my audio interface and patch output 8. Remember, this is my DI out track, to my guitar amp. In my case, the amp is going to be my 11 rack, but this is where you would plug into your guitar amp if that's what you're using. Then I'm coming out of my 11 rack, and this would be a mic in front of your amp cabinet if that's what you're using, and I'm going to go into input 8 of my audio interface. Remember, input 8 is my reamping track. Now I need to solo safe the DI track so it doesn't mute this track when I solo the reamp track. So let me show you how that works. If I come over here and I solo this reamp track, now I want to listen, so I'm input monitoring. So I want to listen to what's coming out of my 11 rack, and I hit play. I don't hear anything, because when you solo something, it mutes everything else. So I'd really need to solo that one as well. I don't want to have to keep soloing this every time, so I'm going to solo safe this. So what that means is that's always going to be on whenever I solo something. So let me show you how you do that in Logic. I have to be in the mixer view for this to work. Why it doesn't work in that arrange view, I have no idea. So to get this DI track in the solo safe mode, you hold down Control and Option, and then you hit the solo button, and you see this red diagonal here. That means it's in solo safe now. So if I go back now to my arrange window, and if I want to solo this up, it doesn't mute this track here. So we're all set to scroll through some of these presets, and we're just trying to audition now, and we'll try to find something that we like. So I'll just hit play, and we'll scroll through a couple of them. So you guys get the idea. I'm just scrolling through presets. I found something I liked. It's called Saturation, and here's what it sounds like. So I'm going to print this track now, and all I have to do, because everything is set up, is just hit the R key, and I'm recording. So check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and record this offline. When I come back, we'll mix it a little bit and finish up the video. So now I have my reamp track recorded. Let's mix it a little bit. Now this original DI track, it's just kind of in the way now. I'm just going to take it and hide it and mute it. And so now it's out of my way. So all I have now here is this original recording I did with the amp, and then now here's my reamp track. So let's listen to the difference here. Here's the original. Okay, and then here's my reamp. You see it has a little more bite to it. It's also dry, so I like that little delay we had in the original. So I'm just, I purposely didn't want to print the delay in there because I want to be able to mix that. So let me just add a delay now here for effect. I'm going to go to Waves and add this H delay mono. And the good part about this is now this can be synced to the tempo. Not that it really matters much in this song here, but let me pull the feedback down, the wet dry down, and let's try something. See what this sounds like. Yep, the feedback's about right. Now we have some delay, kind of like we had with the original amp. So let's see what this sounds like in the mix now. And here's the original. I kind of like the original, but that wasn't the whole point of the video. The video was to show you how to reamp. So I don't know that I'll use this, but here's another idea. I kind of like them both in different kind of ways, but let's try this. How about pan one left, pan one right, and use them both? And let's just mix it like a stereo mix. Let's see what happens. I actually kind of like that. So let's just have a mono, and I'll switch to stereo. Here's both of them straight up center. All right, now let's spread them out left and right. So there you go, guys, some ideas for reamping an electric guitar. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give me a thumbs up. Please comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.